So earlier I told you I have a very interesting guest in the studio, and she goes by the name of Mrs. Juliet Mills Lutterod. You're very welcome to Rise and Shine.
Thank you.
How
Thank you
doing?
for having me. Absolutely, it's a pleasure to be here.
Another thing about you people probably don't know, the famous side of you, your brother.
Oh, wow.
So this is Majid Michelle's sister, by the way, in the house. Yes, and you're very welcome. It's great to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
It's always a pleasure, and the energy in here is serious.
Yeah,
and that's awesome.
Vision is something else. Anyway, so yes, let's find out more about you. Sure. I know you are a huge advocate for breast cancer, and this month is apparently for breast cancer.
Yes, October is Breast Cancer Month, and actually my organization has a huge campaign going on called Rock Your Pink for Africa.
Okay.
So we're really excited about that. We've raised over $3,000 on Facebook, and it's exciting. Awesome. Wow. Yeah. So it's been, I think, the 10th day we had raised over $3,000.
Okay.
So
this is
all towards breast cancer education, early detection. Education, early detection. That's what the organization is about.
Nice. When did you start Pink for Africa?
We started about 4 years ago. It actually took off 3 years ago.
Okay.
So in the last 3 years, I come home and I pour into age 12 and up the importance of early detection. Having lost my mom to it last year,
so sorry,
and having survived it 8 years in remission. So it's a great cause. Women, we need to live. We need to be here. We need to be healthy.
Wow, this is a great story I'm hearing right now, because we all hear it, but when it doesn't happen to you, anyone close to you, you are distant from it.
Absolutely.
You know, I think the only reason some of us heard about the Breast Cancer Month was yesterday was supposed to be No Bra Day or something like that. What was that about?
Well,
did you actually have to go without no bras?
Absolutely. I think it's radical, and it's a certain level of liberation.
Okay.
I mean, bra is a bit restricting. I think that most of us, when we go home, one of the first things we pop as women is our bra. Yeah. So to have an opportunity to have a No Bra Day internationally around the world, I think was so awesome.
Yeah, it was.
It was great.
So you went without a bra yesterday?
Absolutely.
Oh wow. They were asking me to, but I thought they just wanted it for their own pleasure.
But why not? It was a day for you to come in and feel a bit free.
Oh my goodness. If you just tuned in, we're speaking to Miss Juliet Mills Lutterod, popularly known as Majid Michelle's sister, but she is amazing in her own right. Breast Cancer Awareness Pink for Africa, and I'm hearing this is tied into a fashion label.
It is. During my chemo period, and going through my own survival period when I was going through breast cancer myself, I was bored. I am a businesswoman. I'm an entrepreneur. I own a couple of businesses in the States, and being home and not being able to do much with myself, I was a bit bored. Okay. So I was going through a magazine, and looking through this magazine, I came across different handbags. It was actually, they were featuring high-end handbags, so averaging from, let's say, $2,500 all the way up to maybe $8,000. So I kept flipping. I'm like, hold up, there's no way. I mean, these bags are banging. Yeah. $8,000, they're out of their mind. And it just prompted me to start researching, because I am a hairstylist by trade. I've been a hairstylist for 25 years.
You're uncovering. It
was really awesome. I decided, you know what, let me see what I can put my mind to, and started calling different manufacturers and calling different leather companies, and starting to look at shapes and stitches and hardware and all kinds of stuff, and Jules Collections was born. Okay. So 20% of my proceeds go to support Pink for Africa.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
It's great. If I'm starting an organization, how perfect is it that myself, I can contribute to this organization first before I come and ask you to contribute. I show you what I have done. So I think it's awesome.
And I hear you were in New York Fashion Week as well with your label?
Yes, last year February we were able to showcase in New York Fashion Week. We did the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week here.
Oh wow.
Hopefully other doors will open up, but we are a boutique line, so the line is not repeated each season. Different looks and different collection comes out each season, and it's great. I'm enjoying the process. We're growing nicely, and so far so good.
We like that. So I mean, the question I actually wanted to ask when you started with a fashion label and you've been far with it, New York, Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, as you just said. What advice would you give to young women who are into fashion? And I mean, how did you get on the New York Fashion Week? Did they just hear about you, or
no?
You have to, you know.
It is interesting. They don't just hear about you. You have to push your way. You pay to get in.
Okay.
But the beautiful thing is that if you align yourself with other designers, because I'm a hairstylist, I worked Fashion Week for years as a stylist. So every year my staff and I will go to spend the entire week in the city doing different fashion shows. So most of the designers didn't even know, all of them didn't even know that I also had a brand and I also had my own brand coming. Okay. So once they found out, it was easy to pair up with one of the designers. The one I paired up with was Adrian Alicia, a Puerto Rican designer who used to be a model himself and does very high-end couture, very avant-garde line. Very unruling, there's no cap to his stuff. He's very theatrical. And it was really great. He designed a collection just for my handbags because he knew I was more on the conservative side rather than what he was doing. So he kind of tamed his stuff and brought me along, and it was great. My brother came to support that week, that day. So it was nice to have him, to have Majid with me and showing some love for my brand. And so I think that one of the important things to honestly tell young people in the industry is to stay consistent with what you're doing. Bring the best of yourself forward. Don't compromise. Because I realize that when you compromise, you sell yourself short. So always push for the best and always demand the best of yourself. Set the standard a little higher all the time, and it will pay off.
But with the economy, I'm liking the sound of that. But with the economy and standards, can you? What if you don't have the money and startup capital? You know, all of those things. How does someone with a passion start?
Let me tell you something. Someone with a passion can start with, remember, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. And I started this brand with very little bit of money. I just convinced my manufacturers that, listen, take a chance with me and we will start with one bag and we will grow from there. And I think that regardless of what your drive is, if you prepare properly and you take the right steps, because you can't go from 0 to 5, you can't go from 0 to 10. You really have to crawl, you have to walk, run, and then you can fly. So take proper steps and respect those steps, because those steps is what is going to eventually be the foundation of who you are and the representation of your brand. So you can't rush into anything. Take your time. If you, let's say you're a jewelry designer, make sure that the pieces you put together, even if it's one piece of jewelry, is going to last. The quality is going to be great. It's going to represent you, because at the end of the day, you are the brand. You are the brand.
Charlie, producer, are you tweeting what she's saying? She's dropping some nuggets here. It shouldn't just pass. It shouldn't just pass. If you just tuned in, we're speaking to Mrs. Juliet Mills Lutherud, and she is so many things in one. I'm hearing you also have gigs on BET and CBS.
Yes.
Wow. So tell us about your time though. What did you do? What were you working on then?
Well, I'm on payroll with them, so they call me whenever they need me. So it's not like I do specific things. I get called in for different things, and it's really through my salon for the work we've done in the industry as hairstylists. So we get called in for different shows. We've done, array of The Talk. We've done. I got a chance to work with Liza Minnelli, which was like, I was so starstruck.
Wow, I can imagine.
But it's really it's a great opportunity to be able to see your work go a little bit further beyond the salon. But one of the things I have enjoyed in the last 25 years is truly standing behind the chair and respecting the craft I do, because women come through that chair and we've gotten to grow together, we've gotten to cry together, we've gotten to divorce, marry, bury, birth, weddings, and all of that. So standing behind the chair has been a pride and joy. I have seen myself evolve behind the chair through the women who have come through my chair. So I think it's fantastic. All the celebrity stuff is great, but what truly defines me personally is standing behind the chair in my salon and feeling all the women who come through.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's like a spoken word piece. You should write something. It's standing behind the chair.
You say that. I have a title coming up. Journey of the Chair.
Journey of the Chair. Oh, nice. I'm loving this. This is amazing. You're such a powerful woman. Amazing. Did it just come as you were speaking?
No. It's a book. I'm already on chapter 11.
Oh, okay. So you're writing too. Oh, wow. So is it going to be fiction, or it's like a collection of women's stories?
It's a collection of stories. It's a collection of life and being able to deposit in others. And even though when I started my salon, I thought I'm going to be just a regular hairdresser. I didn't realize that through that journey, other people, other young ladies were watching me and being inspired by what I was doing. So I think that you never know who's watching. So always put your best foot forward, because you never know who's watching.
Always. But I'm very glad to have heard you this morning, Juliet. This has been very inspirational, and I hope for all the ladies out there listening, you've taken some choice nuggets, because not just a hairdresser, you've gone way beyond that. We have to.
Life is about that.
Yeah, it is. So any final words for our listeners?
Listen, it's Breast Cancer Month, man. You guys, I'm in Accra for a month to educate. I need all of your support. Rock Your Pink on Facebook. # Rock Your Pink for Africa.
She's in pink, by the way.
And let's make this campaign the biggest anybody has ever seen. The world needs to see that by us, for us, we support each other as women. So rock your pink, ladies.
Rock your pink. You heard it from Juliet herself. An applause. Well done. Thank you so much for passing by, and we wish you all the best. We are very proud of you, and we're still watching for the best from you and all the other women you inspire. Thank you so much. Alrighty. We're going for a spot of music. When we come back, I will be reading your messages. What humbles you most? You know what? This interview humbled me, I must say. It truly humbled me. I learned a lot today. So much. We'll be back.